All right, well, you knew this would happen. No sooner did the speaker distance himself from Donald Trump than Donald Trump went after the speaker, saying he is very weak and ineffective when it comes to just leading, period. So we now know what Donald Trump thinks of Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan making it very clear what he thinks of Donald Trump. Liberty University President Jerry Farwell Jr. says maybe both sides should stop fighting and the GOP establishment should get behind Trump and fast. Very good to be talking to you again, Jerry. This seems out of control.
Always good to be with you, Neil.
Same here. This seems out of control. Can they get this back together again?
I sure hope they do, because the country's at stake. And I don't want to comment on Paul Ryan. I've never met him, but I think he blew a real opportunity to be seen as a strong leader when he waffled when after the video came out, and I really. I don't know if this has all been reported on your show, but 6 or 8 weeks ago, I got a call from people who are close to some of the top establishment Republican candidates, and they said, Jerry, these guys are working on something that they say will guarantee that Donald Trump is not the nominee on November 8th of the Republican Party. And I didn't think anything of it, but then when I saw what happened over the last weekend, it made me wonder. Then all of a sudden, the day before he was supposed to rally with Ryan disinvites him. Top Republicans started tweeting nasty things about Trump. They all started calling for him to step down as a nominee, and it made me wonder, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I did report it to the right people, because if there was a conspiracy, I know from my days of practice in law, if any 2 people ever or more work together to harm a third person, that is criminal. And so I just hope it doesn't devolve into that kind of thing. I hope
the revelation of that tape 11 years after the fact might have been coming from Republican operatives.
That's the word I got 6 or 8 weeks ago, and discounted it at first. But now I'm beginning to wonder. But I
I know what you mean.
I just hope there's not
we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
We don't know, how the genesis of all of this.
Yeah.
What we do know is the damage is done. We do hear as well there might be other tapes out there. How do you think Mr. Trump should handle that in the event there are?
I think he needs to do what he did in the debate. I think he needs to focus on the issues, go right back to the issues, say, I'm not the person I used to be. All of us are sinners. All of us are redeemable, in spite of what Hillary says. And I'm sorry for what I did. I'm not the same person. I want to talk about the issues, because 5 years from now, when the Supreme Court is stacked with people who will rip our Constitution to shreds, get rid of the Second Amendment, nobody's going to be thinking about what Donald Trump said on a videotape in 2005. They're going to be thinking about, what was I thinking when I voted in 2016? Why wasn't I worried about the future of our country? Why wasn't I worried about my children and grandchildren? And that's what we need to focus on.
In the meantime, there's still attention to those comments 11 years ago. Not as much attention, at least in the mainstream media. Hillary Clinton leaks, courtesy these WikiLeaks revelations, some as recently as just a few months ago. What do you make of that? Well,
I've said repeatedly that his remarks on the videotape were not defensible. I've got a wife and a daughter, and they were reprehensible. I was so glad to see that he was contrite about it, that he apologized quickly.
How do your wife and daughter feel about it?
Same as I do. They just think it never should have been said, but they still strongly support him, and they have accepted his apology. And like I said, we're all sinners. We've all done wrong. We all need forgiveness. But I really believe that Trump needs to stay focused on the issues and not get sidetracked. Don't attack, no matter how bad the establishment Republicans are, no matter what they do to him. Don't attack Hillary in the ways that he did in the first debate, and stop talking about Bill Clinton's past indiscretions. I think, the real issue there is how Hillary treated the women who accused Bill Clinton of rape and assault.
So
but I don't even think that needs to be the issue.
That, I'm sorry, you would not have brought those Bill Clinton women accusers, Hillary Clinton accuser, into that room, that became a sideshow, or or what?
No. I thought he did a great job of staying off that subject.
Okay.
I think the fact that they were there is, they wanted to be there. I think it's good they were, but he didn't talk about that. He talked 90% of the time about the issues, and that's why you saw everybody give him kudos for his performance in that debate. And I think that when the polls start reflecting that performance, you're going to see a big swing in the next few days.
Well, you could be right. It's way too early to sort of bury the guy. So we'll see what happens. Jerry Falwell Jr.,
Yep.
be well.
Good. Thank you, Neil.